Ladies and gentlemen, what do you call a person who suddenly puts on the hat of the latest Super Bowl champion, or NBA champion, or World Series champion? What do you call that person that jumping on the bandwagon? But is that person a loyal fan? Do they really care about the team that they're claiming to have adopted? Do they care? You know, if you're constantly trying to display your loyalty and allegiance to the latest craze or fashion or social movement or political ideology or media obsession, then what does that say about you? What does that say if you see the herd and you just jump and run towards wherever the herd is going? If you see a bunch of lemmings fly off a cliff, then you just have to jump and you have to just join them. And that could also take place with ideals or ideology that is seemingly good. So you can put this icon and this symbol next to your name on Twitter, and to you, that would mean, yeah, you know what, I want to end bigotry, or I want to support a nation that's being invaded by a greater power. What's wrong with that? Isn't that virtuous? That's part of who I am. I'm speaking truth to power. No, you're not. You're most likely an extremely impressionable ideologue that simply wants to gain favor with the mainstream. You're just doing what you're told without knowing that you're doing what you're told. Elon Musk just clowned every Democrat, every morally superior, wonderful, intelligent, liberal Democrat on the planet. And and media isn't, by the way, focusing on this. They're focusing on the challenge he made against, we'll just say, Vladimir. And so, in 2 consecutive tweets, he has this meme, I support the current thing, okay? And you could see all the different, like, it's basically expressing the viewpoint that you have. The meme is hilarious. It is this, basically this, you know, video game character that can be anybody or stands for just, you know, a person without any logic or rational thought, or just a person that exists, holding on to the latest symbol of freedom or cause that liberal Democrats have adopted, or holding this symbol. Now, I support the current thing. It's this basically this mindless character holding on to the latest symbol. Now, do I support the people in Europe now suffering? Yeah, I do. But I also ask questions. Well, why are they suffering? Why didn't mashed potato brains, our president, accept President Zelensky's request to join the European alliance, the military alliance that we all know and love? Why? He asked to join. The president of that country, and God bless those people, they're battling a much greater power. And yes, I do support them, but I don't need to put a little symbol. I don't have Twitter, I don't have Facebook. I haven't had Twitter or Facebook for 4 years now. But I don't need to support a cause or a movement simply because the mainstream tells me to do so. And also, part of supporting any cause or movement or addressing any issue or topic in the world today is asking questions, critical thinking. Critical thinking is about asking questions. To morally superior liberal Democrats, if you ask a question, you're spreading the propaganda of another country. No. That's not what the most mindless people exist. I mean, there are conservatives who are mindless, but the greatest amount of mindless people are pundits and a great many people on the left that just espouse and promulgate whatever is the obsession of media. So if CNN and MSNBC, the Washington Post, the New York Times adopt a cause, you will get the meme that Elon Musk just tweeted. Now, he also talked about Netflix waiting for hostilities and chaos to end in Europe to make a movie about a person with a whole bunch of different identities linked to the tragedy that's taking place. Another hilarious 1 million likes. It really does. I don't like Twitter at all. But it's interesting that Elon Musk is really going upstream. He's the richest man on the planet, or a billionaire or whatever. He doesn't play ball. And hit subscribe to this channel right now. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers. I really enjoy his viewpoint on a lot of things. I'm not really like the biggest fan of electric vehicles at all. With the nickel and the cobalt and lithium, I wrote about that in the Federalist. It's in my view not. If you want to say, well, it's green or better for the environment than internal combustion engine, well, how are you going to obtain those precious metals? Okay, indigenous people, the same indigenous people that AOC claims to care about, have to mine. Cobalt mines are radioactive. And there's tremendous geopolitical consequences, conflict that result from that. These are precious metals, like diamonds. Okay, or precious commodities like diamonds. So you have a huge problem with what runs or what helps run these batteries and electric car and solar panels and all of that. But anyway, and Russia and China control the market for nickel, lithium, cobalt. So you've gone from oil and gas, from them controlling oil and gas, to them controlling the minerals or the commodities for the new obsession. So it could be, let's look at the obsessions that Democrats have. They're beautiful people and they're wonderful people, and I have nothing but respect for them. They're really amazing people fighting for justice and disowning friends and family because they're not, ideologically pure, and they vote for Trump, who was installed by you-know-who, and who promotes, the most horrible things on the planet. But if it was mashed potato brains who said, you are not who you are if you don't vote for him. Anyway, climate change, that is an obsession, and it's to protect the planet. How can you not do that? And so you'll have some kind of icon. The problem is that Democrats jettison combating climate change in a nanosecond once they realize, oh, by the way, the country we're battling, or the country that we forced another country to battle, that's a whole other story, controls 30 to 40% of oil and gas to Europe. Oh, see, so let's just jettison that. Oh, and by the way, we're going to ban oil imports from that country, so now we have to, can't increase wind and solar. That's not going to work. So we have to, oh, that's right, release strategic reserves and actually ask other countries that we're, also not very friendly with to supply us with oil and gas, and actually blame oil and gas companies for not doing their job. When you came into the Oval Office saying that you were going to oppose this industry and you're going to decarbonize the country and you're going to alter the economy. Anyway, so that's one obsession that they've, completely jettisoned. And you're not talking about climate change anymore, are you? Democrats aren't talking about climate change or wind and solar. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because one of the worst atrocities taking place in European history is taking place under their watch. And from a geopolitical perspective, oil and gas is very important in what's going on and in trying to address what's going on. So we have that. Then there are social movements where tens of millions or hundreds of millions are lost that you can talk about. That I'm not even going to touch that. There's a whole lot of money that should be accounted for. Okay, won't touch that. Then there's that social movement. Then there's what's going on in Europe right now, and they put a symbol next to their name. Okay, you never ask why. Like I said, Why wasn't Zelensky's request accepted? Why did Biden waive Nord Stream 2 sanctions? It's happening with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization existing, so apparently the existence of that organization hasn't stopped anything. If anything, it's exacerbating problems. But we can go on forever. These people they just want to... Elon Musk has clowned so many of these people, and they're like, oh, well, is it bad to like good things? Like, no, it's not bad to like good things, but or to support good causes, but you only support a cause because you're told to do so. You only support a cause to fit in. You don't ask questions. You don't talk about perhaps the other side of the issue that could perhaps show that Democrats are hypocrites or that Democrats are at fault for what it is that you're supporting. So when you talk about systemic issues, bigotry, well, it was Biden who wrote the crime bill. We can go on forever. We can go on forever. And I won't go on we can go on forever. But and then he stated really, horrible things, but that's forgiven instantly. We had record low Black and Latino unemployment under Trump. Now we have gas prices through the roof. Wealth inequality is exacerbated now because of the inflation. I mean, inflation hits the working class and poor people, and they suffer the most from inflation. We have 7.5 to 10% inflation. So you can put every single type of symbol next to your name. It's not going to make you virtuous. It's not going to make you intelligent. It's not going to really promote any cause. Nobody is going to care 10, 15 years from now when Twitter no longer exists. It'll be the MySpace of social media, or when Facebook ceases to exist. Nobody's going to care what you put next to your name. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Nobody's going to care what you wrote either, and it's going to be a waste of time. You will have wasted hours upon hours upon hours of your life on social media pretending that you're morally superior, when in reality you're just following the latest trend. Or you're thinking that you're supporting a cause. You're not doing anything to support that cause. And the interesting thing is, oftentimes voting Democrat is voting for Trump would be the only way to actually support a certain cause. but these types of people are too let's say ignorant to understand why that would be the case. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. Thank you. Elon Musk just clowned every morally superior, wonderful, intelligent, liberal Democrat, and it's hilarious. Give me your thoughts.